now.
A camper near Canyon Lake missing for more than 72 hours, but it is unclear who exactly is leading the search for 22-year-old Amir Ali. Texas Parks and Wildlife say they are assisting the Comal County Sheriff's Department.
Here's the thing, though. When we called the Sheriff's Department, we were told to contact Texas Parks and Wildlife. Ali was visiting from Houston. The night team's John Paul Barajas went to Canyon Lake, where Ali's friends and family are now taking matters into their own hands.
So we need the drone to go in the water. Good boy, keep going. 18 yards straight.
Long after the sun had gone down and law enforcement had packed up, Amir Ali's loved ones are doing what they can to help bring him home.
We're so hopeful. We hope that he's at least alive.
Amir's cousin, Taha Ali, asked not to be shown on camera. He says more than 30 members of their family came in from Houston to help find Amir, who was last seen near Canyon Lake Friday night. Since Saturday, they've searched the entire shoreline. The family has also partnered with Search and Rescue San Antonio to bring in canines as well as aerial and underwater drones.
Canyon Lake has many ridges and drop-offs, and this spot right here has a ridge and a drop-off that the Comal County dive team couldn't get down to. Except with their sonar, the ridge wasn't wide enough.
The family says there is no sign of Amir other than his phone, wallet, and some clothes, all found by the water. Friends on a camping trip with Amir found his belongings after he never came back from a walk. Meanwhile, friends in Amir's hometown of Houston are doing what they can to spread the word.
I have posted on a few places, Instagram. I've reached out to a popular UH page separate from the university. I've reached out on Reddit to users that are subscribed to a thread in certain cities on Reddit, hoping that maybe people will see it there.
I'm trying to keep a mind so I can at least talk to the officers. I can communicate with you guys or anybody, but the parents are completely broken down.
Now, this is the entrance to the campsite where Amir and his friends were staying, and Amir's family and friends are now camping out here, and they have been since Saturday. Tonight's search efforts came up empty again, but they say they're not giving up, and they'll be back at it early tomorrow morning. At Canyon Lake, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
John Paul, thank you. You know, this is really the last thing that you want to hear, but the teen who was shot in a McDonald's parking lot in October is now back in the hospital, or was in the hospital. Eric Gunthu's family posted the update on their GoFundMe page over the weekend. They say that he was in the hospital for 3 days over complications to his stomach and digestive tract. Now, remember, Gunthu spent 7 weeks in the hospital after he suffered gunshot wounds to his stomach, lung, and other parts to his body. He was hurt after former SAPD officer James Brennan confronted Gunthu. SAPD fired Brennan, and Brennan is now charged in that case. Now, speaking of, Brennan's trial date is now set for February 24th. He faces 3 felony charges in the case, 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant and 1 count of attempted murder.
A San Antonio-based company dealing with some major tech issues. Rackspace sent out alerts last week about issues with their hosted Exchange environment, which deals with emails. It means some businesses can't access information or important documents they may have exchanged with others. Rackspace says they've been able to help some customers with the issue, but the problem persists for others. An IT expert says the email issues go beyond San Antonio.
Exchange hosted email, which is who that particular part is having the problem, and it's a global problem, not a local problem.
It's a big problem. Richard Coyle says he's spoken with businesses who work in legal services who can't access their information, so it's made working legal cases more challenging for those firms. Rackspace says their teams continue to try and determine the full scope and impact of this issue.
Concerns and cancellations. Another threat was launched against the LGBTQ community. This time, it was right here in San Antonio, and this is coming just weeks after the shooting at Club Q in Colorado, and that's why the local venue, Starlighter, canceled upcoming drag shows. It received the threats from extremist groups. The Pride Center of San Antonio Executive Director Robert Salcido Jr. says that these types of threats have affected other drag shows across the nation.
These threats are out there, and we can't say, oh, it's only folks talking. There's not going to be any action. We saw what happened at Club Q. We've seen what's happened at drag shows across the U.S.
So in an effort to be proactive, Salcido says that he met with the FBI last week and with the liaison with San Antonio police. Meanwhile, the LGBTQ plus community was also at the center of a Supreme Court case that was heard today. The case began in Colorado, where a Christian graphic artist refused a couple who was working on an LGBTQ themed project. She says it was because of her religious beliefs, but others argue that they deserve equal treatment from businesses open to the public under Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act. A decision on this is expected next year. If the justices side with the designer, some activists are arguing that it could open the door to other types of discrimination.
The uncle of a Robb Elementary victim wants a member of the Uvalde School Board to step down. Tonight, that board met behind closed doors for several hours, and while no action was taken, the Night Team's Lee Waldman reports that closed-door discussions focused on the board itself and how it operates.
Trust is one of the most sacred things that we have.
The theme of trust, transparency, and accountability sticking out once again in Monday night's only speaker at the Uvalde CISD School Board special meeting.
We got to look at ourselves and we got to take a look, a hard look, and see what is the best thing for the community, what is the best thing for the family, what is the best thing for the board, and basically sometimes the best thing to do is see what dignity we have and just resign.
While Jesse Rizzo didn't call him out by name at the podium, he made it clear later he was referring to school board member J.J. Suarez.
He was one of the officers that was in that hallway. He was one of the officers that elected to walk out.
Monday, the board met behind closed doors to discuss the board's operating procedures and members' roles and responsibilities with their lawyers. While no action was taken when they reconvened, Rizzo hopes pressure from the community and other board members will lead to Suarez stepping down on his own.
The decisions that he's making, the votes that he's casting, it could potentially hurt the school district in the long run, not just with the trust and faith and stuff like that, but I think the school district would be better off the board members asking him to resign.
The board president says their discussions will continue on the board's operating procedures. The next time they'll meet is on December 19th for a regular board meeting. In Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. A set of parents arrested. They are now speaking out. It comes days after an Amber Alert was issued for their 6 children who were later found safe Saturday. Both 35-year-old Jacqueline Davidson and 40-year-old Jamie Davidson charged with interference with child custody. We're told Child Protective Services was investigating an allegation of sexual abuse involving a family member. Their lawyer says that the couple cooperated with CPS the entire time prior to the Amber Alert being issued. We're still waiting to hear back from CPS about that allegation. Investigators say a group of migrants held by people looking to make money off of them. The group of migrants were found in a trailer home on the city's northwest side. Police said the migrants are from Honduras and were waiting for their families to send money. They told investigators a group of armed individuals holding them at that trailer home. Officers took 2 people into custody. A third suspect managed to get away. Actress Kirstie Alley died at the age of 71. Her children says she died of a cancer that was only recently discovered. Alley won an Emmy for her role on Cheers, starred in films including Look Who's Talking. Her children described her as iconic on the screen and an even more amazing mother and grandmother. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
Skies are cleared out for a little bit right now, but that's also going to lead to some areas of fog developing. I mean, temperature is currently in the 60s. I mean, we're talking low to mid 60s, and they're not going to change much overnight. I mean, just look, tomorrow morning we're going to be 64 in San Antonio. Hondo about 62 degrees, and Comfort very similar at 62. Looking at the live cam, you don't see fog developing yet, but get ready for another soupy morning commute. We'll talk about how low the visibility will be and how long it's going to last tomorrow in just a bit.
Adam, thank you. Still ahead, entertainment or security threat. The FBI now raising a red flag over a popular app, but they're not the only ones. The concerns and the cautionary step that one state is already taking.
And mourning a young life lost in Texas. Investigators say a FedEx contractor is accused in her death. What the company's saying about the hiring process and the background police looked into. Next on the Nightbeat.
People across Texas are remembering an elementary school student who was kidnapped, then found dead. Dozens of motorcyclists, you see them right there, rode to show support for 7-year-old Athena Strand. They even passed her school where students wore pink in her honor. It's a case that started in North Texas but has impacted people beyond that area. Now, investigators say that a contracted FedEx driver confessed to killing this beautiful young girl. Jen Sullivan from CNN breaks down the details of this case and also the heartbreaking message that the girl's mother posted on Facebook.
A community in Texas rocked by the killing of a 7-year-old girl.
It hurts our hearts to know that that child died.
Athena Strand went missing this past Wednesday. She was last seen in the driveway of her home in Paradise, Texas, which is about 40 miles northwest of Fort Worth. 2 days later, authorities found her body.
This community does not like losing our children.
Police have arrested 31-year-old Tanner Lynn Horner. He was charged with capital murder and aggravated kidnapping. Wise County Sheriff Lane Aiken said Horner confessed, but a possible motive is still unknown. Authorities say he's a contracted FedEx driver who had made a delivery at the girl's home at the time she disappeared. FedEx releasing a statement saying words cannot express our shock and sorrow surrounding this tragic event. Athena's mom posting a heart-wrenching message on Facebook saying, "My princess was taken from me from a sick, cruel monster for absolutely no reason. Athena is innocent, beautiful, kind, intelligent, and just the brightest, happiest soul you could ever meet." Monday, students across Texas were asked to wear pink as a tribute to the 7-year-old girl whose life ended too soon. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Now, FedEx says that all of its contract workers go through the same background checks as their staff employees. Investigators say the 31-year-old suspect did not have a criminal history.
More fallout for the popular app TikTok. The FBI, the FCC, and South Dakota's governor urging caution tonight. The FBI's director says the app is collecting data from U.S. users for spying purposes. Chinese company ByteDance owns TikTok. The FBI calling the app a national security threat, saying it could gain access to your device through software.
The Chinese government has shown a willingness to steal Americans' data on a scale that dwarfs any other.
The FCC commissioner also called for a nationwide TikTok ban. They also urged Apple and Google to remove it from their app stores. And South Dakota's governor banned state employees from using that app on government devices.
The season of giving is here, and several organizations are working toward helping families for the holidays. And that, of course, includes Toys for Tots. Volunteers and hundreds of local businesses are helping. More than 4,000 families are expected to get gifts this year. So what that means is that more than 10,000 kids are going to get to open presents this Christmas Day. So nice. Now, there are other ways for you to give back as well. The Salvation Army kettles, yes, those are out and about throughout San Antonio. Local businesses and media, including us here at KSAT, are competing to raise money for families in need during this holiday season. So here's what you can do. You can donate by scanning this QR code that you see on your screen, or you can head to KSAT.com. By the way, the Salvation Army says that $50 is enough to provide a homeless mother with 3 children a one-night stay at a shelter with hot meals. So no matter how big or small, every donation helps.
All right, let's check out Sky 12 tonight. You know what? These boots are made for shopping.
And that's outside, what they're doing.
Outside North Star Mall, the boots lit up. That means, yeah, it's Christmas time.
And you're talking about what did you say, a soupy commute?
Yeah, soupy, because, you know, the fog, the thick fog.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sound good.
I know it does. It's not a good soup, I'll be honest. It could use a little seasoning, I guess, right? And it's going to be a trend this week with the morning fog and drizzle. So another foggy morning. Dampness, but no real good rain in the forecast. And feeling very spring-like with temperatures that are above average. Take a look at our temperature trend. Now, weeks past, we would have cold fronts kind of spaced out every 4 or 5 days. That's not the case right now. This week actually is going to remain above average. High temperatures in the 70s where the average is 67. Now let's talk about the visibility. It's fine officially at the airport in San Antonio, our official reporting station, but you go a little farther to the west, Castroville already down to nearly 0 miles visibility. Hondo down to 1/4 mile, along with Uvalde, and I anticipate that fog to spread and develop elsewhere. So here's our futurecast. Midnight already seeing some reduced visibilities likely locally, and then by the commute tomorrow morning, 1/2 mile or less. It wouldn't surprise me if we had visibility of 1/4 mile and less in parts of our area. So just anticipate that through the morning commute, and it's probably not going to really lift and burn off till about 10-11 a.m. Thereafter, we could actually see a few peaks of sunshine. One reason why we get the fog is because our dew points are up. Dew points are up in the low to mid 60s, and this time of year, that really helps to generate that fog. The air temperature and the dew point, soon they're going to meet tonight, and that gives us a 100% relative humidity, which means we're saturated. And with long nights, that can also help lead to the areas of fog. As for dew points going forward, no big change. I mean, we're looking at this mugginess to stick around. So I know you feel that humidity out there, and if you like it, you'll like the rest of the week and even into the weekend. If you don't like it, if you like those crisp, cool mornings, unfortunately, they're just not in sight anytime soon, not within the foreseeable future here. Upper level high, Big Blue H, just to the south of us, so it's close enough where it's significantly influencing our weather and really blocking away any good disturbances to help stir up some rain. It is, however, pulling a narrow stream, a little conveyor belt of moisture in from the Pacific. Within that moisture belt, little disturbances as well. That's going to stay just to the north of us. So unfortunately, we can't tap into any of that in terms of rain chances. For us, drizzle, sprinkles, the little small scale nuisance moisture basically. And that's why we have this 20% for the rest of the week. And that's mainly just for the morning hours with that dampness. So here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Fog, mid 60s through about 10 a.m. Then a little bit of sunshine here and there by noon and into the early afternoon, 73 then. High temperature of 75, but in areas where we will get a little extra sun, Pleasanton, Poteet, right around 80 degrees. Up into the hill country, low to mid 70s. And there's that temperature trend in the 70s this week. We actually do have a weak cold front early Friday, but it won't have a significant impact on temperatures. And again, just some 20% chances here and there. That's it for sprinkles. That's it.
Sprinkles. Got it. Thank you.
All right, so if you watch this game, you know. But if you just saw the final score, Greg, this was a close game for 3 quarters.
It sure was until that fourth quarter. What made it even more amazing to me is any guy that plays against his former team, how much better they play. And this is the case for one member of the Dallas Cowboys who had a great day against his former team. That's what you get for letting me go. And also when we come back, OBJ visits with the Cowboys and the Mavs coming up.
This SA Salutes holiday greeting is brought to you by Gomez Law Firm.
Hi, I'm Matt Powell, and on behalf of Jose Rios, Tony Garzavale, and everybody here at the Gomez Law Firm, we'd like to wish all of our military and veterans a happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
What an incredible victory for the Dallas Cowboys over the Indianapolis Colts when you consider Dallas is only ahead 21-19 going into that fourth quarter, where they became the third team in NFL history to score 33 points in the final period. Of the 5 takeaways on the day, 4 came in the fourth quarter in the form of 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles. One of those fumbles was picked up and returned for a 38-yard touchdown by Malik Hooker, who made it even sweeter for Malik since he was cut by the Colts after he was drafted by them in 2017. He was also responsible for 1 of 3 interceptions in the day with Dallas D in the 54-19 victory. After the game, Malik was asked if this win was a little sweeter given his history.
I mean, I ain't really had no special words, man. I mean, the message for me today was just, if you're a big dog, man, be a big dog today. And I feel like that showed out there today, man. I feel like on both sides of the ball, we was able to run the ball. We was able to stop the run, which was a big key to the game today. And I feel like that's why we better get the victory tonight.
All right, the bad news now, the Cowboys have confirmed that they have lost starting cornerback Anthony Brown after he tore his Achilles tendon on Sunday Night Football. The injury occurred in the third quarter, and then Brown was taken off the field on a cart, as you can see. Are the Cowboys still interested in Odell Beckham Jr.? And the answer is yes. OBJ paid a visit to the Star at Frisco today to begin discussions about signing the free agent wide receiver. But because he's coming off a torn anterior cruciate ligament, the first order of business today was a medical exam. Then tonight, a trip to the Mavericks game. And then tomorrow, a meeting with the team leadership. That includes Dak Prescott. The latest team to score a victory over the Houston Texans is the Cleveland Browns, 27-14. And what makes it worse, it was at the hands of Deshaun Watson, who made his return to the NFL after not playing for 700 days and against the team he used to play for. It's after demanding a trade and embroiled in a controversy involving as many as 25 civil lawsuits against Watson for sexual assault during massages and an 11-game suspension that followed.
There was a lot of emotion, a lot of just kind of, just trying to keep everything in, knowing a lot of guys that's on that defense and on that offense. So, it was tough, but at the same time, it was very exciting to be able to just get my feet wet and just be able to just run around and take some hits and, just see everything kind of happen full speed.
The UTSA Roadrunners are headed to Orlando, where they will face the Troy Trojans in the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl to kick off the bowl season on December the 16th. These two teams are both ranked in the college football playoff, with a UTSA at number 25, Troy at number 24, and both coming into this game 11-2. Coach Jeff Trader, who has now won back-to-back Conference USA titles, was asked if he likes the idea of taking on a team with the same record and the same 10-game win streak.
No, that's not true. I'd like to play somebody not very good, and I'd like to win. No, I'm not that guy. I want to play somebody not good, just to be honest with you. So, no, I don't want to play those guys. But we're excited about it. I'm a competitor on that aspect, yes. But, no, if I had my druthers, I'd play the 5-7 team that got in on their whatever it might have been.
With Will Stein headed to Oregon, Trader promoted Justin Burke to co-offensive coordinator. Look who's leading the NFL in interceptions. Former UTSA Roadrunner Tariq Woolen, who picked up his 6th on Sunday in the Seahawks' 27-23 victory over the Rams. The rookie got a little emotional during his press conference, where it took him back to draft day, where he didn't go until the 5th round, finally selected with Seattle's 153rd overall pick.
Man, I think it's a blessing. I remember just on draft day, just sitting sitting in the living room a little bit. I don't want to get too emotional, but I just remember sitting in just in front of my family, just getting calls from different people, and I was just embarrassed because, I always think there was a team getting called, 'cause I was just hearing different stuff. I'm just happy to get my name called, and it's just a blessing, honestly, and I'm just happy I'm here.
All right, for the first time since Texas State made it official that UIW's G.J. Kinney is their new head coach, Kinney is speaking out about it. Before their big win on Saturday, Texas State confirmed Kinney would succeed Jake Spavital as the Bobcats' new head coach after 4 seasons in San Marcos.
The Texas State one was the one I wanted, and I'm happy I was able to get that one and start this new journey when I get done here.
All right, and Texas State posted this on social media today. Coach Kinney's first look at his new office in Bobcat Stadium. First, he has an unfinished business to attend to at UIW, the playoffs. Texas back in the Valero Alamo Bowl next. The Texas Longhorns will face the Washington Huskies in the 30th annual Valero Alamo Bowl on December the 29th in the Alamo Dome. This will be the Horns' 6th appearance with a 4-1 record, with their most recent appearance in 2020 when the Horns lit up Colorado 55-23. And for the Huskies, this is just their 2nd appearance, with their first against Baylor in that historic shootout back in 2011, 67-56.
We didn't get to go to a bowl game last year. We didn't earn it. So to earn a bowl bid this year, I think it's great for them as well that they get this experience against a really good opponent.
We got a lot of experienced staff and have a good feel of what the team needs to continue to improve and be ready on December 29th.
All right, kickoff between number 20 Texas, number 12 Washington would be at 8 p.m. December the 29th. Will be broadcast nationally by ESPN. That is one of the big bowl games they present every year.
Always exciting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
We'll be right back after this.
Not the perfect kind of weather to wake up to get motivated. Fog, drizzle, and dampness in the morning, but then we'll have a few peaks of sunshine by the midday and afternoon. 70s for highs the rest of this week. Humid as well. No strong cold front.
All right, Adam, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.